Well, and when we talk about, not just postpartum depression, but depression in general, first of all, you talked about your, the body, homeostasis. Our body is made to take care of itself. Well, of course it is. Our body is created wonderfully. And there might be times we need drugs, acutely. But here's one of the things too, to keep our body in homeostasis, we have to feed it the right things.
That's
so
right.
You got to eat right for one.
That's right.
And I argue this about depression all the time. And I can tell you I've had acute and maybe even some more chronic episodes of depression. I think it can hit all of us depending on what happens in our lives.
Yes.
And acutely, I will tell you this, personally, and I know many people that have had the same response, the best antidepressant ever invented. I'm going to put you on the spot, Kelly. What's the best antidepressant ever invented?
Well, there's a tie, but exercise.
There it is. Boom. No further. You don't need to go further.
And that is in the research. There is tons of research showing that elevated heart rate, at least 30 minutes, 5 times a week is comparable to SSRIs. That's well established in the literature, as is 2 to 3 hours spent outside in nature. So nature and really what I've gone down the rabbit hole of proper sunlight exposure and fixing your light life. So this is part of the lifestyle management. So obviously eating clean, organic, grass-fed kinds of meats. I personally have a bias that I think people need meat in order for the brain to function properly. I know there's a smear campaign on meat right now. Being told that.
Of course there is. Because Big Pharma probably sponsors that because Big Pharma wants people sick.
That's exactly right. They want us on a plant-based diet because that will cause the brain to not function properly, and we're easier to control under that state of consciousness. So, but waking when the sun is rising, watching the sunrise, the very first hour of sunlight is the most healing to the human nervous system. It shuts down melatonin. It starts vitamin D production. It balances hormones. Like if you got a woman who's postpartum or perimenopause, it's like, okay, well, I need you to start, don't look at your screen the first thing or at night. You're going to follow the rhythms of the sun. And the sun is free. Right? The sun, we've been lied to about the sun. Sunblock is what actually causes cancer. It's not the sun. And I know that's a radical statement, but do your research. If you are wearing sunglasses, you are blocking the healing light of the sun. And if you wear sunglasses, then you do need sunblock. But think about before the Industrial Revolution, when we didn't have sunblock and humans were outside all the time. They developed,
and we didn't have a lot of skin cancer.
And we didn't, and it's really more of the seed oils and the toxic food supply that we have that's fueling the skin cancer, right? But that's for another podcast. The healing benefits of the sun, but exercise for sure.